$250,000 in the bank. For most of your life, that number meant one thing: safe, comfortable, made it. But right now, in 2026, that same number might not protect you the way you think it does. Here is the problem nobody wants to say out loud. The price tag on safety has moved. What felt like enough 5 years ago is not enough today, and what feels like enough today might not be enough 5 years from now. If you have been saving and saving hard and still feel that quiet worry in the back of your mind, this video is going to explain exactly why that feeling is real. Most people believe the same thing. Save a big number, put it in the bank, and you're covered. That belief made sense when prices moved slowly and life was predictable. But the world you're saving for has changed faster than the plan you built for it. Let's start with the first reason. Every year, your money quietly buys less. Not because you spent it, not because you did anything wrong, just because prices keep climbing while your savings sit still. A grocery run that used to cost $60 now costs closer to $80. Rent that used to feel manageable now eats almost half a paycheck in many cities. Your $250,000 is not shrinking on paper. But in real life, in real buying power, it is losing ground every single year it sits untouched. Now here's where it gets more serious. Healthcare. This is the part almost nobody plans for correctly. A single unexpected hospital stay can cost tens of thousands of dollars, even with insurance. And as people get older, healthcare costs don't slow down, they speed up. If you're planning to retire early or even on time, medical expenses alone can quietly consume a huge chunk of what you thought was untouchable savings. Stay with me because later in this video, I'm going to show you the one number that most financial planners use to judge if your savings are actually safe, and almost nobody checks it before it's too late. Think about housing next. Owning a home used to be the finish line. Now, even people with strong savings are getting priced out of the market they grew up in. Mortgage rates rise and fall, but the overall cost of shelter, whether you rent or own, keeps climbing. If a chunk of your $250,000 was meant to become a down payment, that same amount might buy a smaller home in a less desirable area than it would have just a few years ago. Here's the part that changes everything. It's not just about having money. It's about how long that money has to last. If you're planning to retire in your 60s, your savings might need to stretch for 20, 30, even 40 years. $250,000 sounds like a lot until you divide it across 3 or 4 decades of living expenses, healthcare, and unexpected emergencies. Spread that thin, and the number that once felt huge starts to feel uncomfortably small. So, if $250,000 isn't automatically safe, what actually is? Here's the number I promised you earlier. Most financial planners use a simple test. Take your yearly living expenses and multiply that by 25. That is roughly what you need saved to support yourself long-term without running out. For many people living in the United States today, that number is well over $1 million, not $250,000. That doesn't mean your progress means nothing. It means the target moved, and most people never got the memo. The people who succeed here are not the ones with the biggest number today. They're the ones who understand where that number needs to go and build a plan to get there before life forces their hand. Here's what separates people who stay financially secure from people who get blindsided. It's not luck. It's not income alone. It's 3 specific habits. First, they don't let savings sit still. Cash sitting in a regular bank account loses value every year to inflation. People who protect their future put a portion of their savings into investments that have historically grown faster than prices rise, giving their money a chance to actually keep up. Second, they build a real emergency fund, separate from their long-term savings. 3 to 6 months of expenses, sitting somewhere accessible. This is the difference between a bad month and a financial disaster, because it stops you from having to break into your long-term savings the moment something goes wrong. Third, and this is the one most people skip, they recalculate their number every single year. Life changes. Rent changes. Health changes. Family changes. The plan you built 5 years ago might already be outdated, and you won't know until you check. This is exactly the mistake that hurts so many people. They set a savings goal once, hit it, and stop paying attention. Then a medical bill, a job loss, or a market downturn hits at the worst possible time, and the number that once felt safe suddenly isn't even close. So here's your actionable step. Today, calculate your own real number. Take your yearly expenses, multiply by 25, and compare it honestly to where you stand right now. Not to scare yourself. To see the real gap, so you can start closing it before life closes it for you. If this video gave you a clearer picture of where you actually stand, that's exactly why this channel exists. Every week, we break down the real numbers behind financial security in America, the ones nobody explains simply. If you want to know exactly where you stand and what to do next, hit subscribe and watch the next video, because the next one might be the most important 5 minutes you spend on your entire financial future.